The Ohio State Buckeyes are the national champs for 2024. How's it feel, Rob?
It feels great, man. You know, just seeing to where they were that last game in November
Yeah.
against Michigan. The sky was falling in Columbus. A giant brawl ensued. They were pretty much the laughing stock of college football, and now they're at the very top. They're at the pinnacle of college football, which is the biggest crown of them all, the national championship. You know, I said it before and I'll say it again. I'm proud of these seniors, proud of this team. The 2021 class did not leave empty-handed. Ryan Day finally got his coveted national championship after losing to Alabama the first time around, then losing to Georgia to get there. You know, just all the pain and suffering this whole team has felt, and especially Coach A. He was so disrespected. You know
Mm,
what him and his family went through. You
yeah.
know, just looking at his mental health. You know, just really happy for all of them.
It's a satisfying win, man. It silences and shuts up a lot of haters. Apparently, it doesn't shut up the Michigan faithful, but that's all right. They're our rival, and we stomp them anyway. And we just claim Natty, champions. Who cares? Like there's nothing higher you can win in college football than the national championship. We are the champs. There's no disputing that. We are undisputed national champs of 2024, the kings of college football. And last night, two players, for at least offensively, were dominant. Will Howard started the game 14 of 14 before he finally had an incompletion, which was almost a completion too, but a great play by Xavier Watson, Travion Henderson. Will Howard was dominant. Quinshon Judkins was dominant. Uh, Will Howard ended up getting the offensive MVP, probably rightly so, but Quinshon had a case with 3 touchdowns also. What do you
Yeah.
think of the Buckeyes' offensive performances?
Man, that first touchdown by Quinshon, that stiff arm, he's like, "Get off me! You're not gonna deny me this end zone and get us the lead or the tie in the national championship. You're not gonna deny us of this trophy. I'm a dog. I'm gonna show you I'm a dog. Get off me."
Absolutely. He
But
would
dude,
not be
like,
denied the end zone.
but man, dude, Will Howard was clutch as well, dude. He did not. I don't think he even came close to throwing an interception. That's the thing. And
Yeah.
that last throw to Jeremiah Smith just pretty much summed up what he was pretty much almost the entire season, which is clutch. I mean, he could
Yeah.
he could have folded in that moment and shied away, but he just let it go, man. And you know
Well,
what? Here's the funny thing. Going back to what the Notre Dame Fighting Irish said, the secondary, we're not going to change who we are. We're going to play man to man. We're going to challenge the receivers, and it bit them at the end. They got exactly what they asked for, and it bit them in the end. They won all the smoke, and they got it.
you got to talk the talk. You better back it up. And Notre Dame secondary could not back up their statements, could they?
No, man. I mean, even you know what? I don't know if Jeremiah Love was hurt during the game. I mean, that if
Yeah.
he was, that would be like the third or fourth straight starting running back that was taken out of the game by the Ohio State Buckeyes defense. But he had like 4 carries for 3 yards. He
Yeah.
was a non-factor. And here's the other thing: right after they beat the Penn State Nittany Lions to advance the national championship, he said, "I want to play the Ohio State Buckeyes. I want to play the absolute best. They beat us last season in a game we should have won.
Well,
Just a
you got your shot.
non-factor." But I don't know if he's injured or anything, so I don't want to like talk too
It's
much
certainly seemed that
trash.
way, right?
Yeah, it definitely seemed like a lot of the players the running backs who went against Ohio State's defense in the postseason. I mean, Dylan Sampson, then Jordan James,
Hmm.
then who was it? Wisner from
Yeah.
for
Why is not
Texas,
going to hurt?
and then now Jeremiah Love. I mean, even though
That's crazy.
he was hindering a an injury throughout, I think almost the whole playoff. But yeah, Crazy,
What
man.
did you think? I need
Crazy.
your thoughts on this one, man, and I'll get mine after you share. Notre Dame had 18 plays on the opening possession, converted multiple third and shorts, and scored a touchdown to take the lead in the national championship game. What was your mindset like when Notre Dame did that to us? 10 minutes off the clock on the opening possession.
I I think it was 9 minutes off the clock.
Well, yeah, 9:45. Yeah,
I'm thinking like, man, they're trying to get us to play their style of
yeah,
football.
yep.
They're trying to milk the clock, keep the offense off the field. But here's the thing: you have to be consistent with it. And right when Ohio State scored after that first possession,
Yeah.
Notre Dame didn't do a thing. Ohio State made the proper adjustments, and Notre Dame didn't do anything until like the mid third quarter.
Well, they had 6 plays, I think, the rest of the half after that
Yeah.
opening possession. Two,
Hmm.
3 and outs.
Yeah, it's just like that type of deal is efficient if you can stop the other team from scoring and
Yeah.
continue to produce those types of drives.
Yep.
But I think it became apparent that they literally like it's like they went into panic mode, like, oh crap, they're making us play their style ball now, which they really couldn't. They
Yeah.
don't have the offense to produce the kind of explosive plays like Ohio State does. Though, here's one thing I noticed, Peter, and I don't know what
Hmm.
Ryan Day was thinking. Did you notice the middle of the third? Good amount of the starters were taken out, like the game was over. I
I
mean,
guess I didn't realize that. No, I just
Houston,
rewatched the
dude,
highlights.
Curry, Kenyatta Jackson,
I did,
Houston,
man.
they
Yeah.
were all on the line. I'm like, what? The game's not over. They're still going to make a comeback and win. It's just like after Notre Dame scored, all the starters were put back in. Like, okay, game on.
I
But
did
yeah,
notice, yeah, a couple plays where Curry and Jackson were in, but I know they've kind of fluctuated back in. But wow, I wonder if they did that in the secondary too. That would be really interesting.
they, I mean, they kind of did because I saw Lorenzo Styles out there.
He was out there on the yeah.
Jermaine Matthews was out there full time. Like
Oh God,
I
you're
didn't see
right.
many starters, man.
You're dang right.
Edric Houston was out there.
I remember seeing Matt. Yeah, Houston. I didn't see Houston out there, but wow. Okay.
I looked at Sarah and I'm just like, what are they like? What are they doing? We're literally the mid third.
Yeah,
Man,
you don't take your foot off the gas when the national title's on the
oh
line.
man.
Now, Ohio State almost proved why.
Yeah. I got really nervous at the end. I'm
The
like, oh
nerve, man.
no, here we go. It's and it's dude, especially that last drive before the Howard bomb to Smith,
Yeah,
where it was just like they literally ran two QB draws, tried to go off the edge. It was just like it was snipped right out. It
I
wasn't
was
happening. I remember I walked him like it's here we go again.
I was
It's
raging
happening.
after the second straight QB run. Dude, I was like, "What the heck are we doing?" And then he uncorks one with the moxie on 3rd and 11 and swagger to throw it to a wide open Jeremiah Smith. What a strike, dude! Here's the thing, man. You knew I was coming after his D ball all season long, and even when he hit a couple, I was still like, "All right, well, I need to see more. That's good. I'm glad to see he's starting to hit some." Dude, that was the deep ball that we all talked about. That I talked about him missing, at various points of the season. Now, granted, the deep ball is the hardest throws of all, but dude, that was right on the money. 3rd and 11, everything on the line. They give the ball back to Notre Dame. I'm pretty confident they're getting a 2-point conversion on a touchdown and a touchdown.
Yeah, it's man, it's kind of like this. You can't give a team like that all the momentum back because they have a real good coach, Marcus Freeman, who has made them believe in themselves ever since that Northern Illinois loss. That just anything is possible. And you know what you hear that when they talk to him after halftime, came back on the
Yeah,
field for the second half, saying, "Hey, we need to get it stopped. We need to score right away." They scored. They went for two, and just like they and then before you know it, Abuku gets the ball punched out,
Yeah.
and then it's just like Notre Dame gets the ball, and then they do that. They hit the tight end, and they hit what's number one?
Great house. Great
Yeah,
house was tearing us up
yeah, dude.
on that last possession.
He was, man. He was. It was a nail biter. But hats off to this Notre Dame team though for trying to claw their way back. They have a really bright future.
They
Um,
kept fighting.
yeah, they just the Fighting Irish kept fighting, man.
I'll give credit to Riley Leonard too, man. He looked like he was injured on that first possession. Maybe it's just the wind knocked out of him. I don't know, but he certainly seemed gimpy at certain times of this game, limping around out there. And he continued to fire the ball, dude. I didn't expect him to pass for 200, whatever he ended up passing for. I think it was 255 he ended up with, and I was like, wow. I really, when we made them one dimensional, I didn't think Riley Leonard was quite capable of passing them down the field.
Dude,
I
dude's got a
respect
heart.
him as a quarterback,
Yeah,
but
dude's got the heart of a lion, man.
he's a champ. He's a champ in my book.
He's tough as nails, dude. But you know, looking at that game and
Yeah.
how Jeremiah Smith was almost a non-factor, other than the touchdown, couple catches, and that bomb at the end.
Hmm.
Cardinal Tate stepped up once again, and he got them a couple of first downs. He's going to be their wide receiver 2 option for sure next season. I
Yep.
could see Ennis
Yep.
being wide receiver 3 and
Yep.
Mylan Graham, getting some reps as well.
Reload.
Quincy Porter. So that wide receiver room is going to be really rich. But we'll save that for another video. But
Certainly.
they're like let's take a brief moment to talk about these seniors, the
Heck yeah,
2021
bro. You
class,
read my mind.
who literally came back for it all. Reading Jack Sawyer's player tribune, saying, like I talked to a lot of players. We all decided to come back. There's this one player who just said, Jack, I can't do it. I can't come back. I got to do what's best for me. Jack Sawyer wished him on the very
Yeah.
next day. He says, hey man, I thought about him come back. I prayed about it, talked to my family, talked with Coach Day. Let's do this. Let's get it done. And he even said at the end, he talked about how, he grew up in the outer suburb of Columbus. He was in Pickerton, Ohio. He was Ryan Day's first commitment to the 2021 class. So this was a dude that was absolutely bled scarlet and gray his whole life.
Oh
And
yeah.
now, he's a hometown hero.
Yep.
So, and like JTT, Henderson, Abuka, who
Ransom. Even.
Ransom, Burke came back. We're Ty Hamilton, Tyleek Williams. We're
Yep.
talking about a lot of players who had the opportunity to enter the draft, but they say, hey man, we were a highly touted class. We have a chance to do something special. We're gonna come back for one more go. And you know what? The greatest thing about it was after that Michigan loss and all the adversity was in their corner. They came together as a band of brothers. They had a team meeting, a lot of
Yeah.
truths, because that's what family does. You want to be family, you got to be truthful with each other.
Whew,
And
yeah.
they said, hey, like, we're gonna go play for a coach, we're gonna go play for each other, we're gonna win this whole damn thing.
We wouldn't be close to making this video and celebrating the national championship if even half of these players decided to go pro. But for the brotherhood, for their future and for their careers and even for their academic pursuits, man, they decided to come back and give it one last hurrah and to win it all. They might not have won everything, but they won the most important crown of all.
And here's the other thing, Peter. I don't want to hear about Ohio State doesn't have a winning culture. I don't want to hear about, how nobody wants to play, everyone's coming just for money. Nobody wants
Right.
to play, for the sense of the brotherhood. Nobody wants to play for Coach Day. Like that narrative is completely false. And we all know who's coming up with that narrative. We know who that fan base is.
Trying to get the moral high ground.
Yeah, trying to get the more. But you know what? Here's the thing. We heard a lot of Michigan fans, or maybe other fans as well, saying that the winning culture at Ohio State is gone. But I feel like those videos that we made, just really being honest, looking at the situation,
Mhm.
these changes that Ryan Day had to make as a coach, bringing in the right staff, building a sense of unity and trust and faith, and speaking of faith, they really relied on God. They gave all the glory to God. But
Sure did.
I think the winning culture has just begun, and
And it's gonna
that's crazy seeing the seasons that they had at under Ryan Day. But I think he's officially got it right, man. Like, I think we're gonna see next season, if he forgives Buckeye Nation, the Ohio State fans, he comes back. I think we're gonna see a different Ryan Day going forward. He's
hope
gonna be
so.
less in his head. This run to the Natty and winning it, has his confidence as at an all high.
Yeah. It's exciting to see, man. I'm really happy for Ryan to get this monkey off his back, to win the highest crown that is possible in the sport. And like you said, and I reverberate it and reiterate it, this senior class is going out as winners, and their legacy is cemented. And I'm ecstatic for them, man. They won it all. We are celebrating their victory as national championships, their hard work, their effort, their sweat and tears in the weight room with Mick Mariotti, and their off-season gassers and suicide drills and everything like that. Man, they did it. They did it, man. They did it, and we get to celebrate and pick out some awesome national championship swag to buy.
Yeah, definitely. But before we end this video, there's one more person on that staff who I
Mm,
feel like we owe an apology, who we gave
maybe,
so much crap during the offseason about not only recruiting but development, because
yeah,
it was a clear weak spot for the last 3 years.
yeah.
But again, I was hearing all the analysts, you and especially Menace to Sports, Zach Smith, saying true championship teams deal with adversity and they go figure it out and they go win it all.
Mm,
And
mm.
that's exactly what Justin Fry did. I mean, uh McLaughlin went down. Who else went down? Well,
Josh Simmons, our left
yeah,
tackle.
Josh Simmons went down. It was like shuffling the offensive line the whole entire season. Like, that was the adversity. That was like
Yeah,
the big questions. I mean, they must have reshuffled their offensive line like 3 or 4 times.
yeah. Even in the
Um,
title game I read last night, Shabola played the first three snaps, and then he was pulled. Then he came back in the second quarter. Like there was a shift in all offensive line even last night.
yeah, hats off to Justin Fry. You know,
Yep,
I
and
I I
Donovan
I
Jackson.
I hope that recruits are starting to see that he took a bunch of, like, yeah, Donovan Jackson was a 5-star, but he took a bunch of 4-star, 3-stars, and he was able to put them in a position for them to be successful. And I really hope recruits are starting to see, you know, his dedication to this O-line room, and that, what he's doing is working, and the development, and we actually start getting these top-notch offensive linemen to recruit to Ohio State. I mean, to
So they
commit
can
to
come
Ohio
on in.
State. Yeah,
Come,
definitely.
come to Columbus. We'll win another national championship with you. Go Bucks and God bless. We'll see you on the next one.
Yep. OH.
I know.